Parts of an analog camera, and I'll recite this in no particular order. Number one is shutter. Adjustable mechanism that regulates the amount of light reaching the film by varying the amount of time and light is allowed to pass through the lens. Next is ISO, ASA, or DIN dial. When adjusted, it will conforms the sensitivity of film to light. Shutter speed dial. It controls the amount of time when light is allowed to strike sensitized material. Frame counter. It is indicating the number of exposure made. Next is distance scale. Distance scale. Approximating the distance from optical lens to the point of focus. Next is lens. A piece of or a special piece of glass that reflects the light from the outside to the back of the camera that creates a reverse upside down image. Focusing ring moves the lens back and forth, and in order for the photographer to create a sharp image. Aperture, a small opening in the camera that usually comes in a circular shape and usually varies in a form of iris diaphragm that regulates the sensitivity of light that passes through the lens. Next is view finder or window. Its use is to obtain a proper composition. Next is shutter release button. When pressed, it will make the shutter into a open position. Next is film holder. It holds the film inside the camera. Next is data display. It allows the user to view the settings. back cover release knob. It is used to open the back of camera to replace or reloading film, and lens lock release lever. It protects the lens from, or it protects the lens while it is stored or under storage. Lens cap protect the lens. Sprocket teeth, where sprocket hole engage. Film advance, moves one spool to another, or moves the film from one spool to another. Flash button, when pressed, it will make the flash head to pop up. Hot shoe, it is where the flash bulb inserted for indoor photography. And film reverse lock avoids, or it protects the film by on or I mean is protects the film on accidental rewinding. And that is all the parts of an analog camera. Parts of a digital camera. Number 1, AF button. Its function is to lock camera's exposure or focus. Number 2, viewfinder diopter adjustment. Allows you to adjust viewfinder's sharpness to match your own eyesight, and controls viewfinder's focus, and it does not change the camera's focus. Number 3, mode or camera mode. It is dual use in digital camera that change camera mode or camera's mode. Number 4, command dial controls the shutter, aperture settings, and flash exposure compensation. Menu button, it display or dismiss the LCD menu system. Next is the 4 rules. The rule of focal length, the rule of aperture, the rule of ISO, and the rule of shutter speed. First is the rule of focal length. The longer the focal length, the narrower the angle of view and higher magnification, and the lesser the shorter the focal length, the wider the angle of view, but lesser magnification. Next is the rule of aperture. The higher the f number, the smaller the opening, and less light will enter and have a wider depth of field. And the lower the f number, the bigger the opening and more light will enter and have a narrow depth of field. Next is the rule of ISO. The higher the number, the more sensitive to light and brighter image and have a more noise. And the lower the number, the less sensitive to light, will produce a darker image but less noise. Next is the rule of shutter speed. The higher the number, the faster the shutter will close and open, and less light will enter, but the subject will be freeze. And the lower the number, the slower the shutter will close and open, more light will enter, and the subject will be emphasized. And that's all. Thank you.